My name is Jennifer McPeak, and I got books, y'all.
La la la, clicky keyboard noises. La la la, keyboard noises.
I saw some videos on Instagram that were talking about this warehouse in Ely, South Carolina that has 70% off of the list price of all these books, and they've got all sorts of stuff in there. There's books, comics, kids things, puzzles, journals, all sorts of stuff. And I thought, gotta try it out, right? It's a couple hours away from where I live, but I don't care. 70% off of books. It's worth a drive, right? They do a big sale one weekend every month, and for the month of May, it happened to fall on Memorial Day weekend, so they made it a 3-day weekend thing. We went on Saturday. They're open from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., so you've got all day to wander around this warehouse and look at all the books they've got to offer, and they've got a lot of books to offer. I'm going to show you some video that I took while I was in there.
This was the drive up there. Very green, very pretty. Back roads. Love it. So when we got to the warehouse, it kind of looked like an elementary school from the front, and I have no sense of space, so I had no idea what I was walking into when I walked in there until I got in there. And it is a big warehouse. If you've ever been in a warehouse before, it's set up like a warehouse. It's dusty. It's got boxes everywhere. If you have allergies, you might want to consider getting a mask so you don't have to deal with that. Here we have a lot of classics like Jane Austen, The Sun Also Rises. They're really cute, pretty covers, and they had so many of them. And this is just when we first walked in. This very first aisle, basically, before you even get to all the books. So many different styles, and this isn't even like scratching the surface of the types of stuff that they sold. This is where the books start. There's just stacks and stacks of all of these books. And then you turn around and it's just more books, more books. There's the aisles. They are kind of narrow, but they're not like the narrowest thing. I didn't have any problems weaving in and out of people. These are some of the manga. I was trying to cover people's faces as much as I could, so I didn't get a whole lot of filming of the actual shelves, but there's just stacks everywhere.
I was there for like 2 hours. I didn't even check out every section. I didn't really check out nonfiction. I didn't check out cookbooks. I didn't check out the self-help. But they had all those types of genres. They had lots of puzzles. They had lots of journals. I really should have gotten a journal, but I have so many already. And I couldn't justify bringing home another one when so many of the journals I already have still only have like 2 or 3 pages filled out. Oh well, this is what my husband got and the things that we picked out for our kid.
First off, he did not come here for books. He came for comic books. So he found this Oz effect with a little holographic cover. He said he was actually looking for it. So good on him for finding it. He also decided he was going to try the rebirth of the Green Lanterns. So he ended up getting volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3 of the Green Lanterns so he can try them out. He said there was a lot more comics as well that he didn't buy because he didn't want to overspend. Oh, there, he actually got 1 through 4. So he didn't want to buy too many things, so he didn't buy a lot of the ones that he wanted to buy. But he got volumes 2 and 3 of Superwoman. I think he already had volume 1 at home, but he got 2 and 3. And then we got the poop song for my kid because it seemed hilarious and I wanted to get it. And also because I love pandas, I am passing that on to my child, and we found this and it was super cute. So we had to buy it. And the last thing we got for the kid was this sticker book because this one was specifically picked out.
And now that we have shown what those two got, time to show off what I got. They give you a cheat sheet when you walk in the door that's like, if the list price is this, then you're actually going to pay this. Or you can have your calculator out, ding, 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 figure it out. I probably could have gotten more books. I had gone in there thinking that I could get like 16 books. I did not because I knew that my husband was going to be buying some comic books. I didn't want to go over budget. But anyway, so I'm going to show you the books that I got. The Yellow House is a historical fiction. So I'm looking forward to this because I like historical fiction. And I had put this book down twice because I was like, I think I'm spending too much money. But I kept coming back to it. If it's a book I keep coming back to, then you got to buy it, right? The second book I got, this was a book that I found at the entrance of the store, which is Little Women. I have never read this book. I've watched the Winona Ryder adaptation and I've done the Saoirse Ronan adaptation. I figured I might as well get the book. And it's a cute little cover. They had a lot of classics like this with this style of cover. And they had like a lot of Edgar Allan Poe, but I already have a hardcover of all the Edgar Allan Poe. And this one is a nonfiction, which is Amber Ruffin and Lacey Lamar. You'll never believe what happened to Lacey. Crazy stories about racism. I watch a lot of Seth Meyers, the late night show, and Amber Ruffin shows up a lot. And I love Amber Ruffin. She is so funny and so adorable. Ever since I found out that she had this book, I've been wanting to buy it, but I keep not seeing it when I'm out looking. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Then I got this one, An Unremarkable Body. They do say that your internet service is not going to be all that great in the warehouse. So if you get a good vibe from the book, just buy the book because you may not be able to look it up on Goodreads and check out the rankings. It seemed interesting, so we will be trying this book. I also a lot of them are hardcovers. Like I don't typically buy hardcover books because hardcover books are expensive. This one actually is one of the TikTok-y type books, Stalking Jack the Ripper. I have the Dracula one I bought recently, and I didn't know this was one of those like TikTok books until I saw a reel that was talking about it. So this is one of the TikTok books actually. So, maybe I am a little bit of a liar saying that you're not going to be able to find any TikTok type books. The next book I got is Tempted by the Runes. I love time slip romances. I have another book in this series. It's on my want to read list. I haven't bought it yet. I thought I had, but it's fine because they didn't have Echoes in the Runes at the warehouse, so I wouldn't have been able to buy it anyway. But we got this one. I will look into it and see if it's part of a series or if it's like standalone novels. If I have to read earlier books in the series, so be it. I will buy the originals. It'll be fine. But anyway, I got this one. Very excited because, like I said, love time slip romances. Then we got Rules for Vanishing, which I have heard of. I don't know if I've seen it on TikTok or Instagram or what, but I have heard of this book. So it's one of those ones I didn't really know a whole lot about it, but the cover looked cool and the little blurb seemed interesting, so I bought it. We'll see. And then I got Ithaca, which is the story of Penelope, wife of Odysseus. I haven't read really any like Greek and Roman retellings like the Song of Achilles, or that's the only one I can think of off the top of my head, but I haven't really read any of those stories. And they had this one, so I figured I would give it a shot. So if this is something that I am interested in as a genre, then this is going to be my introduction to it. So this one, I was not expecting to find it. This one I know is a TikTok book. That time I got drunk and saved a demon. I have seen this all over the internet. So I am very excited to read this one. I am going to put my current read on pause, and I'm going to get started on this one right away because I am on a deadline to finish this one before I loan it out to my dear sister-in-law. I ended up getting 9 titles. My husband ended up getting like 7 or 8 comic book, graphic novel things, and my kid got 3 things. We only spent like a little over $100, which pretty awesome for that much stuff. I went in there with not a ton of expectations because there were people everywhere. It wasn't as crazy as I was expecting it to be, but it was not a quiet day. People were very nice. There weren't Nobody that I switched spots with was rude. Nobody was shoving each other. It was a very pleasant experience considering how many people were there. Overall, I had a great day. I had a lot of fun going in there. Yes, I did get sweaty, and yes, I did get hot, and yes, that tote bag was heavy. The next time I go, I am still going to bring a tote. Honestly, I will bring two. I'll bring 3 totes because the Powerade and the hand fans went into the one bag, and then I can have 2 tote bags to carry my books. I think I'll be a little bit less picky about my titles because there were a few books that I picked it up a couple times and I was like, well, maybe I should read it, but I didn't buy it. And I probably should have, but I'll be going back there eventually. I'm not going to go back next month or anything, but once or twice a year maybe, and see what they've got to offer because it was a nice little day trip for me. I live in America, so 2.5 hours, 3-hour drive is not really much of anything for me. And it was a very scenic drive. So that was the Book Warehouse. I highly recommend going there if you happen to be in the area the next time they do it. Go check their Facebook and Instagram accounts. They will let you know when the next one's going. I want to say they do it the last weekend of every month. Don't quote me because I only just learned about them in April. So, have you read any of the titles that I purchased? If you did, let me know if they were any good. Have you ever been to a book warehouse like this? If so, and it was not the Book Warehouse outlet in Easley, South Carolina, where was it and how often do they have it? And can you take me with you next time? Thanks for sticking around and listening to me talk about the Book Warehouse and show off the books that I bought. My name is Jennifer McPeak. I am a currently unpublished author, but I'm working on it. If you'd like to follow along and watch me either get traditionally published or work my way through self-publishing, I'd love to have you around. Like, comment, subscribe for more bookish content and reading updates and writing shenanigans. That's all for me, and I will see you in my next video. Later.
La la la, clicky keyboard noises. La la la, keyboard noises.